Get up high and see how far we can go. That's 1,400 feet. Some kind of tower over there. More trails over here. Uh-oh. Oh shit. Oh shit. Just lost the drone. Oh man. Here's the edge of the building I went by. Let me tell you something. Thank God for those self-powered beepers. It would have all been for nothing. So I went in this way, and I knew it was straight out from the corner of that building. And I also could see a stump. It's another argument for always letting your goggle camera run. Even with the beeper, I wouldn't have found it. This is just the beginning. Once you get down there, there's low spots, there's holes, there's bugs, and it's basically, it's like swampland. And the sawgrass in the low spots is thick. And when I was going out that way, my legs are a bloody mess. I'm not even going to show it to you. When I was going out that way, most of the grass was kind of laying in the direction I was going. So when I finally found the drone, and it was under a shit ton of grass, when I was coming back, the first 10, 15 yards of it, it was probably, if you can see that bush, it wasn't above that ridge. There's a bush out there, and then there's one right there. It was about there, but you got to go down and up and down and up. And this here is nothing compared to what it was down there. It was sticker bushes, burrs. I got these burrs all over my... So the whole way back, going through these ravines, I lost my trail on the way there. And I had to push all that grass up. Whereas on the way over there, I just kind of had to step on it. It was still bad, but the way back was way worse. That was the worst search and rescue mission I ever did. If it wouldn't have been that crocodile and the SMO camera, most of them I probably would have just left. Or I'd have came out here with my Mavic and tried to spot it. But I wouldn't have been able to see it with the Mavic, because that grass is, some of it's 6 foot high out there, is where that elephant sawgrass grows up. Whew. Hey, that was the worst ever. And let me tell you, I probably lost the SMO footage, but get yourself a self-powered beeper and put a card in your goggles, whatever goggles you got. If you're gonna even try to do any kind of long range, especially over this terrain, which is stupid. So I landed the drone to check to see where my power was at. It was at 1,000 watts when I armed it. And it went back up. The battery was at 15.1. I figured, these drones can fly for 15 minutes sometimes, if you're taking it easy. And I was taking it easy. And I got out this way just in a couple minutes. And I turned that battery alarm off the OSD, the one that flashes a lot, because I fly on a lithium ion battery sometimes, and that warning goes off. And I've been meaning to change it, and I haven't. I was flying a lipo, and it just, all of a sudden I noticed, whoa, I'm at 13 volts, and then I tried to fly the drone over to this parking lot as close as possible, so I had some kind of, at least I could run over here and pick it up. I got my bicycle, or I would have something to go by. And I did, the corner of that building. The beeper is really the only way I found it. I might have been able to get the GPS coordinates, off the goggles. If I replay the video on the goggles, you can see that stuff, I believe. And there's a lot of water out there too. So you got to watch out. You might just step right in a water hole and go straight up to your waist. I got my goggles, I had my phone. Oh man. The remote to open my car. I mean, I could have had a really, really bad day. It was bad enough. Starting to catch my breath. Got through it. So let that be a lesson. Never a dull moment. I'm going to throw that battery away after I drain it. Dang. There's a trail there. You could see, kinda, but I couldn't see that from where I was at. Somewhere in that area. I couldn't say for sure. So you can see I'm going to zoom in here in a second. I mean, some of that grass is like 6 foot tall. And my legs are just shredded. So I went back here later with my Mavic. Just trying to get an idea of exactly what happened. I just changed the camera settings here. I'm a little blown out. I just got it on auto. It was getting dark. And all I had was an ND16 filter, so I'm a little blown out there in that building, I think. But that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is to kind of show what kind of terrain it was and how important it was that I had the goggles going and the beeper working. That's the main thing. So right on the corner of that building is where I jetted out from, when I started walking. Alternatively, there's this trail over here. But, just looking through the goggles and stuff, and the sun was beating down on me, and, I wanted to find the quad. I didn't really see this path. And I don't know that it would have done me any good, but it does look like if I would have kind of hung a left right here, it would have kind of took me around on some less dense grass, maybe where they've been running a truck or a tractor or something like that a little bit. There's a bush wildlife area right over here owned by the Anheuser-Busch company, or it was. I think they donated it to the state. And this is, I guess these could be considered fishing lakes. I'm not sure, but there's trails all around there, and that home point there, that's where I actually was standing when I launched. So I was a little confused why I kept losing signal. My signal was getting weak. I didn't fail safe or anything, but there wasn't really anything in my way until I got out there a little bit. But I think there was some strong interference from, you can see the power lines and different things. And then from here you can kind of see where I was, the trail I took right down here at the lower right or lower middle is where I launched from. This curvy trail around here. And then over here is the parking lot, stuff like that. So yeah, it's probably not really worth filming.
In the wintertime, it might be an alright FPV area, but in the summertime, you drop your drone. I mean, if I would have been right in the middle of that field, that could have been just a disaster. I would have had to get a machete and hip waders and everything else. So yeah, I'm definitely a big advocate for the goggle view DVR and the self-powered beeper. Gets you one today. I highly recommend it.